Here we go. There we go. Now we're live. Man, I couldn't figure out why I was sitting there and nothing was happening. Stand by. We're having technical difficulties. Chris, what's going on? Be here in a minute, dude. I'm sitting there trying to get my other computer to work. Got one that seemed to work. What you up to, man? Oh. What do you got going on? Well, guys, welcome in. You're just joining us. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. And let me know you're in here. Leave me a message. Talk to me, Chris. You're the only one in here, man. What's going on? What up? What up? What up? Come on in, have a chat. Grab a chair. Let me know who's in here. Okay. Okay, so you can hear me. And why isn't the chat working? I'm not seeing any chat. All I got is what's up. Okay. I'm not seeing any chat. Let me see if I can type into it. All right, I got you a test. I'm showing 3 people in here. The third person doing another mount here tonight. Test. The third person that's in here. Shoot me a. I don't know. Try it again, Chris, to see if that happens. If that works. Just type it in again. Yeah, that came up. I can see it. I don't know. That is interesting. All I'm seeing is your chat. If there's a third person, see, I know that you're in here, and I've got another app running, so I know that that's at least me, and then you, and then somebody else, and I ain't getting no other chat from anybody but you right now. Hey, Zaxby's, not a sponsor, but you could be. Just saying. Yeah, normally. I don't know. I don't know where everybody's at. There's nothing going on tonight that I'm aware of. Unless they're all at the mattress stores for the president's sales buying new mattresses. Other than that, I don't know where everybody's at. I'm only seeing 3 people in the. Hey, Charles. I'm only seeing 3 people. And maybe they're all at the mattress store. Y'all got to forgive me. I had chicken. Went to Zaxby's earlier. Had got right before I came here. Got on live, and I ate kind of fast, so I got the hiccups, and I got chicken in my teeth. Charles, how you doing, man? I'm glad you could join us. Did I watch the NASCAR race? Nope. I did not watch. I don't watch very many sports, dude. Well, it's fast food, buddy, and my wife has been out of town all weekend, and she was coming into town, and I knew that we weren't going to have time to cook before the live stream. And we normally what we do is on Monday nights when she comes home from work, she'll stop and get a couple of sub sandwiches. We'll eat the subs, and then I come and I'm here with y'all for the rest of the evening. But I knew she was going to be tired, so she had a long drive, and I went to Zaxby's and picked it up. Hey, Jeff. You've been good. Nope, I have not. All my stuff is put up, Woody. I have not been goose hunting at all. Nothing. I got everything put up. I'm actually Saturday. I finished up the shed and started working on the boat, getting all the trash and stuff out of the boat, all the limbs and whatnot, and of course, I have to work on Sundays. I did a little bit on Sunday. I did a little bit today. I got to wash it out now. It's got a lot of mud and stuff. I want to get it out. Yeah, I'll probably go turkey hunting a couple of times. Um, I have some private property, and I'll probably go out there 2, maybe 3 times. I did get my turkey tags in, so I got those in the mail. Grizzly wintergreen. So yeah, I'll probably turkey hunt a little bit. I know next weekend we're going out. I think we're supposed to go work on wood duck boxes next Saturday. So, what's up, Daniel? What's going on? Oh, let's see here. No, grizzly. Grizzly long cut. We're supposed to be going out Saturday, do wood duck boxes. There's one of the guys in one of the forums. I'm not happy. I was getting my dog today, but the driver put gas in a diesel. Holy crap. You're kidding me. I got the COV 19er selling. Okay, Daniel. All right. What's hey Grant? How you doing, man? I don't even know how that even happens. The nozzles shouldn't even be able to go into a gas tube. Mm. Jeff, remind us, what kind of pup you getting again? I mean, Woody, I can. I can go to Hartwell next year. There's nothing saying I can't. I can do that. I can do that. Yeah. Once it starts getting closer, I mean, I got it. We got what, 7 months? Y'all ever get any teal up there? Do y'all ever see any blue wing teal? What up there at Hartwell? Yellow lab, light colored one. I got you. Okay. Oh. But as I was saying, one of the guys off of one of the Facebook groups that I belong to is putting on. We're going out. He's trying to get some people together to go out and work on wood duck boxes. I gotta send him a message because I need to know what I need to bring. Um, Goose hunted the past 3 days, haven't fired a shot. Holy cow! Where are you hunting them at, Grant? Are they still south of you, or are they them passed you up and headed north? Oh, I got you, Daniel. I got it. It took me a minute. I had to read it 3 times, but I finally figured it out. Credit lots of collards. Hey, as far as I know, I've never had it. I got you. Appreciate it, Woody. Geese are going to the Missouri River and not stopping here yet. We've seen a few in the distance. Had specks in our face. Okay. So that's what I'm doing this weekend. Anyway, go check wood duck boxes, maybe get a little film off of it, have some fun with it. What's up, Billy? Glad you can make it, man. We just chatting, dude. There ain't nothing. I mean, there's no no really topic tonight. Just sitting here, just chatting. I do not. I do not how to make a wood duck box video. You got 2 hybrids in your backyard? Really? I seen y'all were doing some frog gigging the other night. When you gonna break the air rifle out and start thinning out the iguana herd? But I don't have one, Grant. It would. I'd like to put one together. Um, I I tell everybody that I know who puts up wood duck boxes, give me a call when you get ready to go build them. I'm more than happy to come out and help you. Um, I'm more than happy to film it, whatever. But I never get those phone calls. Well, that one right there, that one right there is 14 pounds, 13 ounces. And that one right there is about 6 pounds. Santee, back in the day. Yeah. I hopefully Friday we're going to be we're going to be videoing a cooking video. Heck no. No, they shouldn't charge you full price. They changed the dates on you twice, and on one of those the guy put the wrong fuel in the truck. Heck no. They need to eat that, man. They need to eat that. Yeah. I would have words with them. I mean, you can understand some things like weather. You have bad weather and you can't get out, and that's understandable. But how would I handle it? how would how, how would Daddy Duck handle it, or how would Matt handle it? Those are two different things. Um, I'd try to be as I'd have a talk with them and say, listen, you've changed the dates. On one of these, you got to put the wrong fuel. What kind of operation you running? The guy don't even know what kind of fuel to put in the vehicle. He doesn't know the difference between gas and diesel. Um, you're gonna help me out here. I've been waiting on this dog. I've been waiting on this thing. This dog. This is, you know. But old Matt, if the RD comes out in me, the old redneck, um, how you gonna catch some hail? like I said, I can understand things like weather and stuff. Hey, Ron, how you doing, buddy? I can understand things like severe weather, whether it be snow or ice or heavy rains or whatever, flooding. That's understandable. That's cool, man. But I don't know what their excuse was with the first time they changed the delivery date, but good and well the second one was they put the wrong fuel in the tank. What kind of person that doesn't know that? No, it's really not going to get you anywhere other than get it off your chest. But you got to let them know this is not acceptable, especially when the guy makes a mistake like that by putting the wrong fuel in. And so what kind of how's if he's making that kind of rookie mistake, what kind of other mistakes could he make transporting your dog? I mean, you know what I'm saying? We pay pretty penny for a dog, and we pay pretty penny for a transport service. You need to they need to come off a little bit. Ron says he's getting a yellow lab female hopefully in mid-March. Cool beans. I did not. The guy that is putting this on is kind of heading up everything. He's got what we're going to do. I don't know if we're going to put up new ones or if we're just going to go and check the boxes and refill them with nesting material and maybe put some screws in here and there. I don't know what he wants to do. I got to get, he put this, he announced it last week, regardless of the fact I got to be home way before 7:00 p.m. because the South Carolina primaries are on Saturday. So I got to get back and be able to take care of that. Greenhead, what's going on? I got you, man. No worries. I know it's been a grind this year. That's what I'm saying, Ron. He didn't know the difference between gas and diesel, and he puts gas in a diesel engine. So how is he going to, what other kind of mistakes is he going to make transporting that dog? Well, there you go. Yeah, that was the question I was fixing to ask. How far away is it? I do want to get up there and see you this year, buddy. Greenhead. I want to get up there and see y'all this year. I'm in Nebraska and it's coming from Kentucky. Good Lord. Whew. Yeah, I want to get bougie on some big old greenheads. I'll be I know I'm going to be in Venice in January. Hopefully, God willing, my dad, myself, and my son, we're going to be headed down to Venice in January, going after the canvasbacks. I'm kind of hoping I can get up with y'all either. If you think the Thanksgiving season or the beginning of December, let me know. I'll probably come down for just a couple 3 days. Drive down there one afternoon and get there, hunt the next morning, maybe hunt the morning after that, and then head on back. I'm saving up my vacation time for a trip in October. My wife and I are going on a vacation to the Outer Banks, so I got to save up vacation time for that, and then the trip to Venice. I got to save up for that. Cool beans. Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, I know in early January I'm gonna be going to Venice, so I know that's gonna happen. And that's gonna be in early January, so that's what I'm saying. I don't know how the Thanksgiving season or the mid December season is there. I mean, there might be a chance that we can, when we're on our way back, we might. And I mean, I don't know if you can take three of us, but um, we'll talk about that later. No sense in talking about that here tonight, but do you have any duck mounts and what kind of? Yeah. Um, over here I got a Woody mounted over here in the living room. I got mallards, wood ducks, or another wood duck, teal, bufflehead, mallards, pintail, widgeon, and canvasback. Yeah, I am getting that. Yeah, I'm going to get that tundra swan. It is it went to the taxidermist that day, so he's got it. The only other ducks, I mean, I want to get more done. I just don't have, just don't have them. I mean, we eat them as fast as we kill them. So I wouldn't mind getting a good dead mount done on some big ducks. I wouldn't mind having a mallard, pintail, a black, or even a model, a widgeon, all on a dead mount. I think that'd be pretty cool. Oh, oh yeah. The only puddle ducks that I have not shot yet is a cinnamon teal, a furvolous whistling duck, or a black bellied whistling duck. I've shot all the other puddle ducks. I have never shot a blue winged teal in full plumage, though. Not in full plumage, but I have shot them. And that'd be another dead mount that I'd love to do is a full plumed out blue winged teal, a full plumed out green winged teal, and a full plumed out cinnamon teal. That would be a cool dead mount. Have I ever hunted in where? Are you trying to say Clinton? No, not if you're saying Clinton. No, need to get them next month all colored up. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? You could probably do it right now. They're gonna start if they. I know good and well they've started draining the ponds. Once they drain the ponds out near around the lake, you ought to be able to go out and shoot whatever duck you want. Uh, by hands down timber, hands down timber. And that is either um, man-made flooded timber, such as the Biomeda, those kind of places like you have in Arkansas, to swamp. Hunting the tree in the trees. Um, hands down, hands down. I love standing beside a tree. A comfortable blinder pit. I love standing. I love standing in the water. I love standing beside a tree. Um, you know, that's my favorite. We ended up flooding. We got way too much. Started off, we had no water, hardly any whatsoever, and then all of a sudden it came and it flooded everything. Have you hunted in Lake Murray? No, I have never hunted. I fished Lake Murray, but I've never hunted there. Too many houses for me, man. Just way too many houses for me. Too many houses, too many boaters, too many fishermen. Um, it's aggravating. You got people coming in there fishing through your decoys. You know, there's only certain parts that you can hunt, and that's going to be packed up with people. And I was talking to somebody earlier last week or late last week, and they always ask me. There's certain places on Santee I just won't hunt anymore because of the amount of people that are going there, and I just can't stand. I'd rather go in the swamp where there's a few ducks and that's it. Enjoy myself than have to have people setting up 70 to 100 yards, away from me, sky blasting, blowing a high ball at everything that flies by. I know, Grant. I don't understand it, man. When we are coming out, you know, where I hunt out is open public, which means kayakers, fishermen, whatever can go in there. And when I'm coming out, and I see another boat, I slow down. I get far to the right as far as I can, not to create a wake or a wave for them. I'm, and yet these guys will come and fish right through the decoys. And then, oh, I didn't see them. The heck you didn't. I got, you know, 5 dozen decoys right here, and you didn't see them. Do I know Lake Thurman? I know Lake Thurman. I don't know it that well, but I do know it. I've hunted there. They had kayakers go through decoys once. Yeah, we've never had that. We've had kayakers in the boat trails before. Going through the swamp, and you're rounding a curve, and the next thing you know, you got 20 kayakers, and you're doing everything you can not to tip them over. Y'all have levees and stuff on your land, so we always have water. Yeah, I'm hunting public, dude. If I had private land, then yeah, I'd have the levee systems and all that. Yeah, we went into. I mean, there was a couple of days that we hunted this year that water was coming through the swamp so hard and so fast that if you had to run a certain speed, and you're going through the trees, so you're doing like this, but you had to run a certain speed or the current would kick you over. And I hit a lot of. Let's just say I hit a lot of trees this season. What are your thoughts on Sitka? Okay, Sitka gear. Um, First off, I do not like the camo pattern. Period. I know they have their Sitka camo, and then they have a brown, solid brown. I just don't like their camo pattern. The rest of their, I mean, the gear is good. Don't get me wrong; they make some of the best gear out there as far as clothing wise. I just don't like that camo pattern. I wear natural, as you can see, I'm wearing natural gear. I wear natural gear. This is what I wear, and I just don't like the camo pattern. But the gear itself, it's good. You're paying for it. I mean, what you're paying, you better be good. If anybody from Sitka who just happens to be listening tonight, you know, I mean, I actually entertained the thought when I was going to get a new pair of waders this year, which I went back to high and dry. So I've got 2 pair of high and dry behind me. I had entertained the thought of getting a pair of brown Sitka waders. But I have yet to have a problem with high and dry. So, hey, Chris, what's going on, Bubba? I'm glad you can make it, man. Hey, guys, if this channel right here, OARC Outdoors, he's got you still have a small YouTube channel, but he's more prevalent in TikTok and Instagram. So if y'all got a chance, do me a favor, just write down OARC Outdoors and go and visit. He's a very good friend of mine from Oklahoma. And y'all go and check him out. Randy, what's going on, buddy? Glad to see you tonight. Have I heard of Dive Bomb? And yeah, I've heard of them. I am not much of a goose hunter, so I don't really go for the Dive Bomb decoys because I just don't goose hunt that often. I got a buddy of mine that has some. He loves them. They look really good. Yeah, Gene makes a great wader. Yeah, I mean, Gene and Sitka. I mean, the 2 most expensive waders out there. And they have great stuff. It's just expensive. W6 Neil, man, what's going on? As far as decoys, I use Heydays. I use Heyday duck decoys. Stay banded. I was waiting on something. Neil, how you been, buddy? Don't be like Jimbo Fields. Oh. Yeah, Jimbo's a good guy. All right, so I knew that you were in a sporting goods store or something of that nature. Have you gone back? Have you changed again? Or are you still with that? Jimbo lives about 10 minutes from the camp. Oh, that's awesome. No, I do not. All right, so let me. All right, so I'm gonna get a little controversial here. For those of y'all that are in South Carolina, we're talking about Camp Woody, and Camp Woody is run by the South Carolina Waterfowl Association, the SCWA. Now, I have no problem with Camp Woody. I think it is a great place. There's Camp Woody is a place for kids to go. Summer vacation, they can go there during the summer. They learn all about duck hunting, how to blow duck calls, shooting, archery, decoy placement. You name it. If it has to do with waterfowl, they're gonna know. They're gonna teach it there. Conservation, the whole 9 yards. Great place for kids. What I have a problem with is SCWA. And the only problem I have with SCWA is they facilitate release mallard program and they facilitate flooded corn. Now, I am never going to tell a man what to do on his property, ever. I'm not going to tell him what he can or can't do. I personally do not like flooded corn. I would prefer it was a flooded moist soil, whether it be rice or natural millet or of that sort, but flooded. The flooding corn is not the answer, especially here in the South. Flooded corn flooded corn is going to work up north where it's colder and they need a lot of carbohydrates. In the South, they need more invertebrates. They need protein. And where they get that from is moist soil. All that comes from that dead vegetation, whether it be smartweed or natural millet, springletop, that sort of thing, acorn trees, flooded rice, chufa, whatever. They're going to get those invertebrates, and they can dig around in the mud and puddle and be a puddle duck like they're supposed to be. You got to remember something: flooded corn is flooded 3 to 4 feet in depth because that's where the ears start coming up, unless you have dwarf corn, okay, which doesn't produce a good yield. So if you have standard corn is growing, it's going to be 3 to 4 foot before the ears start. Well, then you're going to have 3 dude, listen, I'm going to give you a little heads up. You either stop your stuff or you can get out or we're going to kick you out. One or the other. Okay. So if it's 3 to 4 foot, you're going to have 3 or 4 foot of water. You're not going to get the invertebrates. Well, usually when you hunt rice, usually in flooded rice, it has been harvested. And once it's harvested, they dry the field, of course, they harvest the rice. You're always going to have spillage. And that spillage is going to come back as a ratoon crop. You can't harvest that. It's not a good rice to harvest. But within all of that, your mud bugs, your crawfish, they have buried deep. And when that water starts to come back on top of that ratoon crop that's growing back, you have a huge, huge explosion of invertebrates because of the cut rice stubble. Very simple. Thanks, Grant. Grant, appreciate it. Yeah, you call it volunteer rice, a ratoon crop. The same thing. It always is. It's a volunteer crop. You call it volunteer rice. Some people call it red rice. Here and where I'm at, we call it a ratoon crop. you know, the thing is what is the major food sources? Okay, hang on a second. Yeah, when it's cold, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. When it's cold, the ducks will pile into flooded corn. They need that high carbs. Believe it or not, rice gives more carbs than corn does. It really does. Now there are some people who plant rice just for the ducks. I know that like Rusty Creasy and places like that, they do that in their flooded timber that they can flood. But yeah, I'm not saying corn. I just don't like it. I just here's my thinking. Always an old saying. Rich man brings water to the corn, and a poor man brings corn to the water. Okay, basically, a rich man can, and I'm not against people being rich or owning their own property or nothing like that. No, by no means am I. I can tell you that if I had my own piece of property, it would be moist soil. Going back to Chris's question, what is the major food source for ducks in South Carolina? Native vegetation such as smartweed, acorns, invertebrates, natural millet, sprangletop. These are the uncultivated major food sources. The cultivated is going to be corn and rice, and some people will put in they'll plant chufa as well. Hey, Grant, I got you. There's several of our several of our wildlife management areas. They plant corn, and I understand it. It's a great food source. It's a big, huge attractor. The most ducks I saw this year was on private property, and we did not hunt over flooded corn, but I was filming in a flooded cornfield, and there were several thousands of wood ducks and teal and stuff coming into that place. So, and yeah, Grant, I don't know if rice is very prevalent where you're at. You have to have a very luminous soil, a clay type soil, so it can hold water. So your ducks may not get rice. So when I talk about that, I'm talking about here in the South and what they need. And they need the invertebrates, that protein they get from invertebrates for egg production when they head back north for nesting than they do for the carbohydrates. They need the protein. That's what I'm saying. Like I said, in the northern states, corn would probably is the way to go. I mean, as far as a cultivated area. Somebody asked me, do I have any pet ducks? No. Number one, I would eat them. Are cattails any good? The cattail itself, no. There has been some, I think some people have said that there's some small seeds on a cattail that the ducks will eat. But it does have a natural invertebrate. It's a natural invertebrate location. So you're going to have crawfish in there. You're going to have, hellgrammites, freshwater shrimp, small minnows, that kind of stuff, bugs, small frogs, all that kind of stuff. So as far as the cattail being the food itself, no, but it is a place where they could go to find other foods that they can eat. And yes, mallard ducks will eat minnows, they will eat crawfish, they will eat frogs. Um, so yeah. Um, what's the channel, Woody? I've hunted over cut rice fields with great success. I've hunted over rice that was left there for the ducks with huge success. Hunting and fishing with Jeff and Payne. Do you have? Is it? Forgive me, dude, but it's a YouTube channel. I didn't know you did. If you told me, I apologize. I forgot. Grant, could you do me a favor and see if you can find the YouTube channel Hunting and Fishing with Jeff and Payne and sling it up there for me? If you got a minute. Bougie is doing good. Her mama and her little sister came home today, so she's in there with them. But she's doing good, man. She's coming along. We were training out there earlier today. You're looking. Thank you, sir. We were training earlier today. Still working out of the dog blind. She still is very apprehensive going in there for whatever reason. She stops right at it. It kind of gives me that look like, really? You really want me to go in there? And it was funny because she'll get in it and she'll turn around, hand me the dummy, and then she just lays down and she's happy as a lark. So I don't know what's the deal. Hold up, it's Woody Slayer. All right. That's the old name. So now it's called Woody Slayer. So anyway, getting back to rice, I just prefer rice or any other moist soil. If I had my druthers, if I had my own place, if 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 I had my own place, and it would definitely be a timber hole. In the hole, which would be opened up so it'll get a lot of sunlight, I would drain all the water out and I would plant smartweed. And I would let that smartweed grow up and then put water on it and let it rip. That would be that would be it. Just smartweed. And then every year, I drain it down. I would take a bush hog, cut it down, and then not replant because you got seed is being scattered, and let it come back up and just let it come back up. That's Have I heard about Tony Creek? Yes. I've heard of it. Thanks, Grant. Appreciate that. But that's what I would do. That's what I would do if down here. And that's what I would have. I would have nuts straight up smartweed. Straight up. Yeah, it's because you're going to get a lot of more. You're going to get a lot of other stuff that's going to come in there. You'll have these huge invertebrate explosions in there when you put water back on it. I may even salt the area with crawfish and get crawfish started in there. Not only for me to catch and eat myself, but for the ducks as well. I mean, this is what I would do. And because that stuff it'll get high, it'll grow big. And that's why I said every year when I drain it down to save the trees, I'd cut it. I'd cut it down, mow it down, maybe disc out a small hole so they'll that's where they're going to land at, and then they'll swim off into the smartweed. But that's what I would do if I had my own place. It'd be acorn trees and smartweed. So if anybody out there wants to help me, wants to finance this for me, I'll send me the money. Oh man, that sucks. I bet the crawfish prices are going to go through the roof over there. If I had a spot to hunt the rest of my life, what place would it be? Sponsor needed apply. Let's see here. Where would I? Man, that's a hard one, buddy. God almighty. Some of the places that I have been to in the past. All right, so this is strictly fantasy. It'll never happen. But if I could have a place that I could hunt forever for the rest of my life, it would more than likely be in Arkansas, and I would do my best that it would be the Coca-Cola Club and still have Rusty Creasy as the manager to manage it and manage the property. Because I've never been there, but I know people who have, and they because they were invited, and it is one of the most beautiful places in the world. Anti, what's happening? Live crawfish are $6.99 here. Usually it's 2 pounds in February. Oh my Lord. I'm telling you, the Coca-Cola Woods, man. But I've been to some other places. Hackberry, Louisiana is a beautiful place. Northeast Arkansas, around the Lingill River in Harrisburg, absolutely great place to hunt. I've been to places in Kentucky that were unbelievably great. Texas is another place. Alberta, Canada. Oh my man, the ducks that I saw there. I'll put it on that last when I went to Alberta. It was the first 15 minutes of shooting time. I didn't pull the trigger because I was so in awe of the the amount of ducks that I was seeing. What's the rarest duck? I've never killed a rare duck. Call it the Pepsi Woods. No, man, it would have to be the Diet Mountain Dew. It had to have Diet Mountain Dew in there somehow. Yeah, oh yeah. Clay County. All right, Daniel, you take care of yourself, buddy. Salt Creek, what's up, Keith? Oh. I've hunted some really grand places, man, in back in the day. What you know about Clay County? Oh man, what I know. Oh. All right, so we were hunting up there, and I'll never forget the guy, the landowner. His name was Clay Hubbard, actually. That was his name. I don't know if you know him or not. I don't know if he's still alive. Have you ever killed a banded duck? Yes, I've killed a bunch of banded duck. Anyway, he said, "Yeah, meet me at the what he called the shed, which is his tractor shed." So we get up and we're there, and I said, "What time? What time you want us to meet?" He said, 5:00. And I said, "Okay." So we get there at 5:00, and it's coming on to 6:00. And I'm like, hey, I'm an old public duck hunter, man. If I'm not there 3 hours ahead of time, it's not a good day. And hey, man, I appreciate that, Wes. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. So anyway, he doesn't show up to almost, it's like 6:30, 6:45, and we're chomping at the bit. I'm walking around in circles. I'm ready to go. We finally drive out to the field. It's a cut rice field, got a pit line in it. And we're walking out there, and there's just thousands and thousands and thousands of mallards, pintails, widgeon flying all over us. And he's just taking his time. We finally get into the pit, and it has already broken daylight. Shooting time has already been gone. And everything just stops. There is no ducks flying. I mean, nothing. And I'm like, oh man, we just missed our opportunity. Da 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 da. And he's over there, and he's like, man, just chill. It'll be all right. He said, the ducks will be here in about 30 minutes. 30 minutes to an hour, they're going to be here. And you're not going to be able to keep a shell in your gun. And I'm like, whatever. I'm not a happy camper. And finally, it was 30 minutes, man. And here they come. They've reversed, and they're on their way back. And it was an absolute sight to see. We had shot a 3-man limit, and I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. It was crazy. It was mallards, pintails, and widgeon. That's all we shot. We passed on the teal. We passed on the spoonies. We shot nothing but mallards, pintails, and widgeon, all of us, and every one of those ducks were a drake. And it was unbelievable. Unbelievable. And yeah, he knew his spot. I mean, he knew his area. He knew what was going to happen. What was the worst season I've ever had? About 2 years ago. I didn't pull the trigger the whole season. I didn't pull the trigger. Yeah, I mean, it was unbelievable, man. It was absolutely 100% unbelievable. I'll never forget that hunt. We were there for 3 or 4 days. We hunted a pit right off the Lingeal River on some private, and we shot ducks. We shot ducks every day we were there. I don't remember if we limited out every day we were there, but I know that one day at Clay Hubbard's place, and it was unbelievable. Well, Wes, get ready because every week we're doing the blogs on Vuji, on the vlog rather. Yeah, you got them down to a science, man. When you got your guys that are sitting out there, every day, knowing exactly what blind to get into. They're out there scouting every day. They're seeing where the birds are pulling into. Yeah, it was a terrible. This was a terrible season. Pretty much everywhere. As far as that goes, I mean, did people shoot ducks this year? Of course they did. But I'm talking about as an overall, it was a very bad year this year. Yeah, hopefully, as soon as the time changes, West, we're going to be doing a lot more in some open fields. Right now, I'm basically taking her back to school in the front yard, in the front and back side yards is where I'm doing. For the next, month or so. Because I do work till 5 o'clock, but listen, if I don't start training her as soon as I get off work, then it's dark. So I got to get in that 20, 30 minutes. Do you like eating coot? Not particular. Not if I can help it. I do know of some recipes that make coot gizzards very tasty. Greenhead, what do you call them again? What do y'all call coots again? I can't remember. Oh yeah, Keith. There was a lot of people not happy with that. But I mean, why? Here's my thing. Why get mad because you can't control the weather? The one thing we can't do, we cannot control the weather. Unless you're Greta Thunberg or whatever her name is, then she thinks she knows how to control it. Do you think this season is going to be good? And what do you think caused? Well, last season was very, very simple. It was weather. Last season was very, very simple. Everybody, all these weathermen were predicting that we were going to have a very, very cold winter. And it got everybody excited. What they don't realize is winter doesn't actually start until December 21st. And it ends, March March 21st, 22nd, somewhere in there is when officially it's spring. Pool dew. That's right. But I mean, that was a fact. I've said this. Everybody here y'all can help me repeat it. Ducks need what? 3 things: food, water, and rest. We as duck hunters need the weather to push the ducks, and we got to have a freeze line, and we got to have things froze up before the ducks are going to move. Coot, an ivory-billed teal. I don't believe in climate change. It's just we're just going through cycles, man. The earth goes through cycles, and that's all we're doing is a cycle. But, so, that's why the season was so bad. Now, prediction for next year, it's too early, dude. But I will say this, from what I hear and from what I understood, if I understood it correctly, we have not had enough snow and ice up north in order to fill up the prairie potholes for their return trip for the nesting season. If that is true, then we're going to have another bad year because there will be less nesting going on. Now, I'm not talking about your local resident birds in the area. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your migratory birds, or as Jeff said, the calendar ducks. Calendar ducks are also photoperiod ducks. They're going to move. They're going to move on the full moon and all that stuff. You're always going to have that. Well, I can't even pronounce those things, Greenhead. So, if from what I hear is true, we just don't have the water. We just don't have the ice and snow yet to fill up those. Have you ever had a bunch of seasons? Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's in my 51 years, I've come across this before. I've come across this a lot of times, where it's warm all season. Generally, we had pretty good duck hunting regardless because we had a lot of food back then. We had food in our areas. As the lakes, and I'm talking about, this is localized here to my home state of South Carolina. Our food sources, we have old lakes. Our lakes are old. They were built in the late 1930s. So all the acorn trees are dying off. They've been underwater too long. They still have an acorn crop, but it's not as big as it used to be. Too many cow farts. So there you go. Who is this? Spybox. Okay. It's the first time I've seen you. Where are you from? First of all, I'm going to answer your question, but let me know where you're from, dude. I've never seen you before. And welcome in. What is the best duck you kill? You know what? I'm going to answer it like this. I think the best duck that anyone kills is the duck they as any duck. A best duck, for eating, or in my opinion, are wood ducks. Now, some people will say green winged teal are better eaten. I like wood ducks better. But I've shot every puddle duck except for a cinnamon teal, a furbless tree duck, or a black-bellied tree duck. This year, I shot a swan. This is my first swan hunt, and I shot a swan up in North Carolina. So, granted, a swan is not technically a duck, but it's a waterfowl. And I would have to say right now, that swan is my best trophy that I have. Thank you. One of my buddies showed me you make really interesting points. Well, thanks, buddy. The next El Nino year, I'm just gonna up line. Best year 21, 22. That's a bunch of birds. Southeast, we had birds then, but not much since. Less hunters too. Yeah. What do you know? Yeah. All right, hang on a second. I'm trying to catch up. So, and I'm still trying to answer this. So, what are you? The question is the best duck for you? If you've never killed a mallard, that would be the best duck. If you've never killed a black duck, that would be the best duck. But like I said, the only three I'm missing in the puddle duck arena is the cinnamon teal and both of the whistling ducks. I'm not much of a sea duck hunter, so I've never shot a sea duck unless you consider an old squaw, or a long-tailed duck, as they're called now to be politically correct. A sea duck, I consider them a diving duck. I've shot one of those. I've shot canvasbacks, bluebills, redheads, of course, ringnecks. So, I think the best answer to your question is whatever duck turns you on, and that's your first one, is your best duck. I mean, I would love to go out and shoot a harlequin. I'd love to go to Alaska and shoot a harlequin. I would love to shoot a king eider. Any of the scotias or any of the eiders or scotias, to be honest with you. But let's see here. What are your thoughts on DNR due to planning food for next season? All right, so DNR, if they're going to plant, they're only going to plant the Category 1 WMAs. That's it, period. No ifs, ands, buts about it. That's all they're going to do. And more than half of the WMAs in South Carolina are not operational. So they got to get those operational first. And then they've got to get some food planted in. I wish that they would hire a rice farmer and have them come in and plant rice in the more rice conducive growing areas. But I don't think they're going to do that. And to be quite honest with you, and I'm going to be straight up and about as forward as I can be, there are way more non-hunters, fishermen, and outdoorsmen in the DNR than there are hunters, fishermen, or outdoorsmen. And it is all political for them. I don't think they're going to, I don't think we can expect to get anything hardly done with DNR, to be quite honest. The only thing you're going to get from DNR is the game wardens. That's it. Well, I'll tell you a quick story, Greenhead. It was way back, probably in the 80s. And we had been hunting the timber. We were in Arkansas. We'd been hunting the timber all week. Nice, 5-10 mile an hour winds, sunny days, highs in the low 50s, lows in the high 20s, early low 30s. And our last day, okay, hang on. The last day that we hunted was going to be cloudy. And one of the guys got permission to hunt a rice field. And there's no blinds in it. We were going to go lay on the dikes. And it had started to warm up on us. That night, I mean, the highs were in the 60s. And that we got up that morning. Like I said, it was 60 degrees when we got out there, and you could see this huge storm front coming. Like it was, the clouds were dark. It was getting ready to pour down rain on us, and all of a sudden, ducks started appearing, and I was looking at them because they were flying real funny, and it turned out they were greater bluebills, the big bluebills, and we ended up shooting 3 or 4 man limit of nothing but bluebills that day. Crazy thing. Wes, none. He was lying to you. What? I must have missed that conversation. I haven't seen a redhead in person. Hey, Becca, what's going on? Yeah, Charles, I was very surprised this year. We didn't see any. We saw a couple. Saw a couple of bluebills and a handful of ringnecks in the areas that we hunted when I was up there. Wouldn't be a bluebill to dogman. I'm gonna tell you what, they ain't bad. You flay them out and put them on the grill. They ain't bad. What kind of shotgun you shoot? Okay. I shoot a Browning Sweet 16, the new one that came out, the Wicked Wings edition. That has always been my choice gun. I quit shooting it when steel shot became mandatory. I got reddish tint married. Yeah, you're a redhead, Beck. But once bismuth came back out, and now I shoot primarily nothing but Salt Creek custom ammo made by Keith. He is a very, very good friend of mine. He makes a very good shotgun shell. Man, I hope he heard that right. But yeah, I shoot, and as far as the ammo, I'm either shooting bismuth or TSS. What duck did you miss that still haunts you today? Jeff, every one that I have ever missed haunts me today. Yeah, he did hear it. Good. Salt Creek custom ammo been very, very good to me. Mama say shoot Salt Creek custom ammo. Like a trained seal. Oh my goodness. But yeah, buddy, I shoot a 16 gauge. You may there you go, Keith. You may occasionally catch me with a 20 gauge during early teal season. Generally, that is because I don't have my ammo. My ammo hasn't got to me yet, and I don't have any 16 gauge ammo to shoot. But I normally, yeah, I'll shoot a 20 gauge then. Order some ducks you have not seen hardly last year. Every last one of them, dude. Listen, it was a bad season. We started off shooting mallards and teal. Midway through, I shot nothing but wood ducks, and then at the end, I shot mallards and teal. So, the duck, I just didn't see the ducks that the amount of ducks that I normally see. I traveled to North Carolina a lot. Last year, not last season, but last year season. I primarily hunted North Carolina, just about every day, every time I went hunting. This year, we started off in North Carolina. We shot mallards and teal. Then it went to shooting nothing. And at Thanksgiving, I shot nothing but wood ducks here, local. And then went back to North Carolina, and we didn't hardly pull the trigger. I came back because there's just not enough birds there to keep me interested. And there was nothing here as well where I was going. I mean, we'd see wood ducks. We'd shoot a few here and there, but that was about it. I just didn't see the now there was that one day down in Georgetown hunting on private property. I mean, I saw everything, man. It was mallards, teal, black ducks, mottled ducks. We had pintails, wood ducks. I mean, you name it, we had it. We were hunting a curtain blind near Oak Grove in front, came across the wind, blew everything. All of a sudden, we had to bail out. Oh yeah. Yeah, Greenhead, if you're talking about Salt Creek Custom Ammo, yes, custom ammunition, yes, he's on Instagram and Facebook. And I will, this is still all up in the air, but this year or for next year, oh, what's up, bud? After 5 outdoors, Mr. Cody's in the house. This is still up in the air for next year. My plans are to shoot nothing but strictly number 7 bismuth or a number 9 TSS. Strictly, no getting around it. One or the two. This year, he will not be coming to Minnesota. Man, you almost need a passport to go up to where you're at, though. That's the problem, man. I'd have to take a week's vacation just to travel. That's what makes it worth it. I know. Oh, me, oh my. What a day. Hopefully, we're going to do a cooking video Friday and go do the wood duck box Saturday. And then we're going to start working on the patterning, shooting the 16 gauge. I got some new choke tubes from Comp and Choke, so I'm gonna be shooting those, patterning the gun, showing you what kind of patterns you can get with Comp and Choke tubes when you put it together with Salt Creek Custom Ammo. What's the biggest catfish? I don't know, man. Maybe 5 or 10 pounds. Um, that's I don't really catfish that much. I just have a hard time just staying in one spot and just sitting there. Um, I'm a bass fish. I like to bass fish, so I like to move around. Oh, I don't think that was really weird, man. That's just a crossover bird eating them 10-pound fish. You doggone right, I'll eat a 10-pound bass. I've caught enough of them. Well, Randy B, I'm going to be doing videos, patterning shotguns. We've got the new bougie vlog. It's going to be coming out once a week here. And just training her, letting you see her progression, that kind of thing. I do a little bit of sac-a-lait. I'm not really big into it. They're for me, crappie are the best eating freshwater fish we have, and I do love largemouth bass. But where I fish, there's no crappie in that particular pond. And when I do fish, I have a pond that I go fish in. So it's like carrying a small tackle box, a couple of rods. What kind of shout? What? You're right. I've never had walleye. I've never had walleye. I did find out that some of our upstate lakes we do have walleye here. They're just in our upstate lakes. You might eat a bass just below shrimp. I normally fish a little private pond to begin with, and it's full of brim and bass. So, that's just what I grew up doing. I'm not much of a cat fisherman. I will crappie fish if I'm going with somebody and we're hanging out. But for me to go by myself just to go crappie fishing, I hate to say it. I got so much to do, you know. But as far as me this off season is videoing bougie, doing some of the patterning boards with the shotguns. Let's see here. Gonna be turkey hunting a little bit. What kind of shot do I shoot? I said it earlier. I shoot Salt Creek Custom Ammo. The guy that just came up right below you. I shoot a number 7 bismuth or a number 9 TSS. Those are my 2 favorite loads. I have trout fished. I have been up in Montana before, and fished for cutthroat and stuff, and had a great time doing it, both with a fly rod and a spinning rod. I had a great time catching fish. Very, very tasty fish. Good cold water fish, which I like. I did a look here. I did a seafood bowl for him when he was down here, and he almost died. He's allergic to shrimp. He is absolutely allergic to shrimp. He didn't know it. We didn't know it. We and it wasn't spicy. I made it a non-spicy, version. It had the shrimp, corn, and sausage. It may have had the potatoes in it. I can't remember if I put potatoes in it or not. But he got sick. He got sick big time. Oh, I do want to. Oh man, listen. I wish this channel would absolutely 100% blow up in my face, where I could make enough money. Because I'm telling you, I would plan a trip. I would go to Minnesota, and I would see Cody up there, and I would hunt or fish with him, and then come out to Utah with you and hunt or fish with you. Come back, stop in Missouri, hunt with Neil, go down to Louisiana, hunt with the greenhead, or get him back in Arkansas. Oh man. And all the other guys in between, Jeff and all in Nebraska. And I just love to go and come and visit every one of you. I mean, seriously, I really would. I wish it. He's doing okay. He had a little bad spell last week, but he is doing a whole lot better. Doing a whole lot better. I can tell you right now, I was really worried last week. But he still gets tired very easy. And we were supposed to go do something Saturday, and he canceled. He wasn't feeling good. So I'm hoping I'm hoping that Friday, I'm gonna get over there early Friday morning, and we're gonna do a cooking video, me and him together. We had oysters. We had oysters last Wednesday, Charles. I asked Kitty what she wanted to do for Valentine's Day, and she looked at me and said, "Make me a shrimp boil." So I went and got some fresh shrimp, some sausage, some corn. Made a very simple one. Um, um, had enough spice to make a decent boil. And she wanted oysters, so I bought a bushel of oysters, the selects, and fired the grill up, and we popped oysters and ate oysters until the no, I do not use Old Bay. No, I do not use Old Bay. So we sat there and ate oysters off the grill until the boil was done. And like I said, it was a small boil, just me and her. And after a bushel of oysters, you don't really want to eat too much anyway. Lake Kiwi, it's okay. I've been on it fishing. I've never hunted it. That's not to say that I haven't used Old Bay, but you have to remember something. I'm on the East Coast, and we don't get good spices, Louisiana style spices. Yes, we get Tony Chachere's, and we get Zatarans, if you consider that a spice. But Old Bay is a good old standby for here. Now I do if I have to use Old Bay, I will doctor it up. I have some ways of doctoring stuff up, and in my own little spice blend. But generally I make my own. Yep. I tell you one thing, I saw something the other day and I'm going to try it. I don't know how it's going to be. And I cannot think of the company's name, but they make a seafood boil. It's granulated. I'm trying to remember the name of that company. They make a lot of rubs, a lot of meat rubs. And it's not Meat Church. It's Dano's. It's Dano's. Anyway, Dano's makes a new seafood boil. I've never tried it. I don't know what it's. I don't know how good it is. I have no clue. But he used orange. He used orange drink. Two bottles of an orange drink, and I had never seen anybody pour that into a boil before. And so I want to try his recipe. I think I saw it on Instagram, maybe even TikTok. I'm not sure, but it's Dano's, and I want to try it. I want to try it one time. I mean, what's it going to hurt one time? Louisiana and Dano are beefing right now the desecrated gumbo and a seafood bowl. He desecrated gumbo and a seafood. I don't know, dude. I've never seen anybody pour an orange drink into a seafood boil. And see, your gumbos are different from our gumbos. And we can get in that in a little bit. But I gotta ask, what do you do you like two-step? What are you talking about, man? You talking about the dance? You talking about a country dance called the two-step? Anyway, East Coast gumbo versus Louisiana gumbo. Sunny D. Okay. All right. So let me get back to my thinking. East Coast gumbo versus Louisiana gumbo. All right. One thing's for sure. Gumbo was invented right here. Right here in South Carolina. Gumbo was invented right here. Stale cracker Cajun too. I've never used this seasoning. So our gumbo, all right, so a Cajun gumbo, you do the Holy Trinity, which we do the same. Then your sausage, and then you deglaze the bottom of your pan, or you start making your roux. You deglaze it, or if you want to, or you start making your roux. However whichever step you want to go to. I mean, that's I think that's kind of a regional thing. A Cajun two-step, that's still correct. No, I've never used any of this stuff. And well, we all know where it was invented, but it was perfected. So we here, we will put more vegetables in our gumbos. And what I mean by that is okra. And we put okra in our gumbo. And if you go to Louisiana and put tomatoes or okra in the gumbo, they will kick you out. You will get your face kicked in. It's just as simple as that. But here we do put more vegetables in our gumbo. And we, it still goes with the, then it's just whatever you want, however gumbo you're going to make, whether it's a chicken gumbo or a duck gumbo or a seafood gumbo, however else you want to do it. It goes from there. But so I appreciate it. That's what I'm saying. Tomatoes are fighting words in Louisiana. That's what I said. To put tomatoes in a Louisiana gumbo, and then you'll get into a fight. You'll get into a fist fight. But here, it's pure. It's acceptable. It's acceptable. A gumbo was, it's kind of like the whatever you had left over is what went in the gumbo. It is what it is. But you got to remember where the Africans and the Haitians went to first. You have to remember that, and you will find out. It's like rice. Rice was grown in South Carolina long before it was grown in Louisiana. Long before. And you just have to remember where it came, how it got here. It got here first. Now, it became more popular in Louisiana. But there's a ton of French colonials in South Carolina. Oh, yeah. Nah, you're never late, RD. You got about 3 minutes. Actually, I did. He's the one that came up with the Gadsden flag. And here's another little bit of trivia for some of you guys. Today, February 19th, is the anniversary of the land invasion of Iwo Jima, where we lost a whole heap of bunch of Marines that day. All right. All right, Charles, you take care. Jeez, it was a butt whooping. Oh my goodness. What is gumbo? A type of cattle? We don't know what seafood is here. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. It took me about 3 years, Woody. Took me about almost 3 years. Oh man, we're going to talk about beef. We're going to talk about barbecue next week. That'd be a good topic, man. To be honest. Carolina barbecue, man. It is. I can pretty much tell you, if you live in South Carolina, where you live by the type of barbecue you eat. There's very few exceptions to that rule, but it's pretty much where you're from is the kind of barbecue that you eat. And I'm talking about sauces. There's very few exceptions to that rule. When did I start making money on YouTube? I haven't made any money, Woody. I made $200 last year. I made $200 on YouTube last year. That's it. That's it. That's all I made. Spent $8,000 and I made 200. That's awesome, man. That's awesome, Greenhead. Yeah, if you think for 1 second that you're gonna come out here and make money on YouTube, you better think again, because it's, unless you've got something very spectacular, it is not gonna happen. I do this primarily. Number one, I enjoy creating a video. I enjoy coming up with ideas. No mustard based barbecue. Well, we know where you're not from. And I do know where you're from. So that would be correct. I do this purely because I really do enjoy making a video. I enjoy creating something. It gives my brain another avenue to think out something. I enjoy you guys. I enjoy doing these live streams and being with you guys and having fun and talking. What is barbecue? Some type of fish? Never heard of her. 1945. You were 100% correct. I actually watched the Sands of Iwo Jima today while I was working with John Wayne. That was the only video. That was the only movie. That was the only movie we were allowed to see when I was at Parris Island. And that is correct, RD, because I know where you're from, and that makes sense. Do I know any good duck guides? Not in South Carolina. I am actually on the line. Because you can divide the state of South Carolina into 3 parts, depending on what kind of barbecue sauce. And I am on a line, and we'll talk about that next week. Well, there you go. Greenhead just gave you one. Oh, man. Somebody's going to have to remind me to talk about barbecue next week. I am going to forget it. I know I will. There might be some good guys who are guides here in South Carolina. I just don't. I would not hire a guide in South Carolina unless I was doing something like maybe sea duck hunting, because I'm not geared up for it, and I would need somebody to that has the equipment. Just get some tailgater hater bar. Oh, heck no. If you're cooking off a tailgate, you're not barbecuing. If you putting charcoal on a grill, you are not barbecuing. That is a fact, Jack. You can use wood pellets. Heck, you could even use propane. But you better have a smoker. If you're not smoking the meat, you are not barbecuing. If you're doing anything other than putting it in a smoker, you are grilling. And that is a totally different thing. That is grilling. It has to be a smoker. If it's not yellow, it's not barbecue. I'm going to be honest with you. The only thing I use yellow mustard barbecue sauce for is to dip my deer steaks in. When I chunk them up in little bite-sized pieces, I'll dip them in yellow mustard barbecue sauce and then salt, pepper, roll them in flour and put them in hot grease. The only time I use yellow mustard barbecue sauce. Oh, I've never heard of that. Is it a vinegar base or ketchup base? Because I know you don't use mustard. All right, guys, we're over. We've been over 2 hours here. All right, Jeff, you take care, man. I hope you get your dog in, dude. I hope it comes in soon. I hope you get that situation cleared up, brother. Yeah, you do. uh, oh my gosh. But you have a whole different style of cooking down there, buddy. I mean, a whole different style. I mean, it is just totally different from what we do. But I'm gonna tell you, you come down if you ever was to come up here, and or I even I could go down there and do it. I'm gonna tell you straight up, my ribs are fall off the bone, and my pork butts make the best pulled pork. Flat out, no ifs and buts about it. It is absolutely awesome. Vinegar base. I actually make my own sauce. It's a vinegar based. It's a vinegar based barbecue sauce, and I actually make my own. But if I have to buy a barbecue sauce for certain recipes that I do that actually you need a ketchup base sauce to it, it is called Jim Lee, Randy, Jim Lee, and it's made right here in Sumter, and it is absolutely it is wonderful, and it's a ketchup base, but I do have some recipes that call for a ketchup based barbecue sauce, and if I have to do it, that's the one I'm gonna do. All right, Randy, have a good one, man. All right, guys, I'm going to call it a night. I want to appreciate each and every one of y'all coming in tonight. Just again, sitting around the blind and having a good time and talking and cutting up and joking and laughing about each other's food and everything else. Yeah, everybody needs good barbecue in their life, dude. Everybody. But listen, y'all have a great evening. Have a great week. If y'all going to do anything next weekend, let's talk about it. Tell me what y'all did. Tell me what y'all doing over the duck depression days and what y'all going to be doing. So, but y'all take care of yourselves. Have a great week again. And we will see y'all next time on Daddy Duck 365. And don't forget the bougie vlog. I've already got 2 of them out. Episode 1, episode 2. If you haven't seen them, watch them, dude. And y'all were asking for it, so that's why I did it. Anyway, y'all have a good one. We'll see y'all next time.